Okay folks, this one's a real curio. It's an interesting one. I don't know how this one's going to work. It's going to be a challenging one. I found this by the side of the road. So it's another one of these cast off thingies that people just chuck on the side of the road. Don't know how it's going to look, if it's going to work. Let's see what it is. It is some glass tubing, but it's not quite tubes. It's got a bottom on it, so it's got bottoms. I think it's a vase, a modern style vase, and these glass tubes they're like tubes, but not quite, because they've got a bottom on there. But basically they're all stuck together with some kind of glue. And yeah, I don't know if it's a homemade article or if someone purchased these, but it's an interesting little curio to work with, so I'm just going to make it into something interesting. Now, I don't know how it's going to look. It's going to be an interesting one, folks. A difficult one, folks, potentially difficult. Like a lot of my work does work on difficult things, and that's come up looking really quite interesting. That it's not quite what I was after. I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to turn it round sideways, see if I can get some serious reflection off these. So just see if I can get a reflection off it. So I'm just going to put it on 100%. Going to leave it, line it up so, like so. Yeah, that looks a bit more interesting now. You got something there, like reflecting. Looks really quite interesting, but still looks shithouse, folks. There's not much colour in it either. It looks all mostly, as for intent and purposes, black and white. Going to maybe just take out... Oh, we forgot to set the colour balance as we normally would, like bumping up all the colours high. Maybe the black could stay out. This might look better without black in the end. I shouldn't really let it go all the way like that. I'm going to waste a bit of toner, and I'm going to be running out of toner. I think the yellow is the one that's been indicating the most. And that's come up looking really quite nice. The colour in that, it looks really minimalist still, but at least we've got some colour. At least we've got some lovely coloured effects. I do think we might darken the darkness on it. I just hit a button I wasn't supposed to hit. This user interface can be a right pain in the arse. So we don't want to lighten it. We do want to darken it, just a fraction or a fair amount. I think the colour balance is pretty well right. Yeah, that's come up looking really quite nice. I don't know which one I like better. I like that wishy-washy version, looks good. I I think this one, we're going to utilise that. You can even see the little lines that show the LEDs on the light source of the photocopier. So that's an interesting concept to take note of as well. So I'm just going to remove this curio and I'm going to put it aside. I'll just chuck it here for now. I'm going to just utilise this. Really, I should have, just trying to see how I'm going to line that up. I've got to put it up there like so, but I've got to stretch it. So I guess we're going to, just going to see how much we're going to stretch this. So that's an A6 size, so maybe 200% stretch. I'm going to try and guess the rest of it. It's not an easy one to do, folks, obviously. I'm going to do it at 140 and I'm going to make the vertical 140 as well. Don't know how it's going to look. I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to just change something. Put the black into play. And maybe just going to leave it. Yeah, we do need a bit more stretch on the horizontal. I don't know if I'm going to like this one. Maybe we'll make it straight to movement. We'll just forget about that. And we're just going to put it into, just going to leave it on there. I'm going to move it around. I'm going to slide it around on the glass, make it into something really interesting. So this is our tubular piece. It's almost tubular. They look almost like a bit like fluorescent tubes, but they're not. Yeah, that looks really quite interesting. I do wonder if I can do it better than that. Maybe we could lighten it further, take it back a little bit. We'll leave it. I'm going to leave it, folks. Just going to use this as our master copy. Now we're just going to switch it to 100%. Don't know if it's going to look any good, folks. This looks like an interesting but a piece, a difficult one. Challenging. Yeah, that's started to look really quite jazzy. Looks interesting in some ways. Wondering if it's going to be like that, if we can make that how we're going to make our piece. Maybe reverse it. Hopefully we won't get toner out while we're doing this, because our toner is on its way out. Our yellow toner, I think, is the first one that's set to go, and then the black. So hopefully we can get this done without having to change the toner, because when we change the toner, we actually have to, the machine resets back to its default values, and that's a pain in the ass when you got to program it again. It's just a pain. And that's looking shit house. I don't know. It looks interesting, the colours. Don't know what to do with it, folks. It's an interesting piece. It's curious, very curious. I wish this photocopier had more capacity in its toner, but I couldn't afford to buy a bigger machine, or a machine with more volume, as in the amount of copies you can do a month. The total number of copies you can do a month is what these, I think I'm right, these machines are rated at. And basically, yeah, I couldn't buy. Look, I'm not a high volume user, folks. I think it's just the fact that I'm using a lot of toner. I'm using more toner than what would be used in a conventional office. I'm making graphics, so it uses more of it and it runs out faster. So there's nothing you can really do about that. And this has come out. And let's see if I can make this. This looks really abstract, like the original, you could say. I do like it in some ways. This area here looks nice. It's an interesting piece, I must say. Very odd. And that's come up looking quite interesting. Looks quite nice, actually, strangely enough. I think we now call this demo quits.